Okay, so you understand that you're mixed.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a combo family. You've got whites / Hispanics. You've got blacks. You got niggas. So let me ask you this. When did you realize that you were heterosexually challenged?
You are right about that one.
Yeah.
That I realized pretty early on. But it
Really?
wasn't like... Because growing up with y'all and with daddy, like, first off, well, pornography has been available to me my entire life. But it wasn't like in a, like everybody else is like, they gotta secretly watch it. Like, daddy was just like, put his shit back in ABC order. Like, don't, like that was all his rules. But I never was interested in it because I still at 39, I get weird about watching
Porn?
Not, because now I've actually gotten in a little bit into porn, but
Heterosexual porn?
no, it's not even like, it was just like for a long time, like to watch people make out in movies and shit, or to have like, start to have, I used to be like, okay, this is
weird.
But it's not even, it didn't matter who, it was straight people, gay people, it didn't matter who was having sex. But I think that was also just me. But I knew pretty early on that I liked the attention of girls. Because I'm not going to say women, because I was a child myself, but girls, like, I never wanted to play house or anything like that. I didn't want to be the mom or the dad. I never liked doing like that. I never really liked going outside. I wasn't, that was Nick. I was actually more of an inside kid. But I always knew all my friends were always girls. I had a few best friend guys.
Have you ever had a boyfriend?
One time in the 8th grade, Marcus.
Any attempted or sexual interaction?
We didn't have sex. Well, we attempted. I was in the 8th grade. It was a lot of hunching and kissing, and he actually stayed in the same apartment building when we stayed off
What's
the
his name?
road. His name was Marcus.
Is he Hispanic?
No, he was black, and his dad looked just like a better looking version of Scottie Pippen.
Okay, so now, have you ever, with a male or female, dated outside of African Americans?
Interacted, yeah. I mean, yes. 90% of the women I ever dealt with were black, and then it was funny after I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, my mom, we were having a talk, and she was like, Maravinia, I love, whoever you love.
Yeah.
But maybe you should
try white.
maybe you should step outside of the, maybe try something different. Maybe try like a Hispanic or Asian. And I was like, well, no, it's not really. And then she was like, or maybe, have you ever tried thinking about somebody that's mixed like you? And I was like, I mean, I never thought about it, but, sure. And then like a month later.
You met Nina?
I met Nina.
Wow. Because you was with I'm not going to say her name, before Nina, you was with a nigga. No disrespect.
She was from the west side.
Yeah.
She was from the
she
west
was from
side.
the,
she
born
was
and
from
raised.
the west side.
From the west side, like.
What was, Hernan Home. Yeah.
That's what she was from? Where you meet her at? Just out of curiosity.
I met her. We both did security together downtown.
The irony.
Yeah, she was Brown. I was Butler. That was her last name.
Wow.
Butler and Brown. Crazy.
Wow.
But she was from the west side, but I'm going to be so for real. She's probably one of the sweetest people I ever knew.
I'd go for that.
Yeah.
That's
she was one of the sweetest. We grew up very similar.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So now I'm going to ask you a question that I've never asked anybody. And I'm not sure what kind of response I'm going to get. But when did you realize that you were mixed?
I realized that very early on.
For real?
Yes.
How?
Looking at y'all.
With your black ass.
Well, not just you, but looking at Bev and Greg.
Yeah.
And I'm like Beverly had straight hair.
Yeah.
And it was brown, and then me and Nick, I'm like, he kind of darker than me too.
Yeah.
And so I mean, but looking at Henry and Sue, and plus growing up on Beaufort Highway, I mean, you were either Spanish, Vietnamese, or whatever else.
Yeah.
And so I remember being like very early on, this Hispanic dude named Walter, he called me a mutt. And I was like, he was like, you don't know what you are. You mix with all kind of stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just mixed with black and white. I was like, I'm not a dog. And I didn't like being called Oreo either. Like, I hated that. Like,
Oreo is different. Oreo is black on the outside and white on the inside.
And that wasn't me.
No, not at all. My next question is, when did you grasp, and when I say grasp, when I'm talking to you, I mean master the art of profanity?
Ooh, probably 4, 5.
This is like a Stevie Wonder moment. Like,
it's like,
I've had it all my life.
Man, like, I woke up one day and I was like, boop, 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 boop. And it came so naturally and it flowed. And I would, I could really like do some damage with it. But my dad was right next to me giving me the ammo.
That's one thing I will say is that I do remember him always saying that my children will always be able to express themselves freely.
Yeah. As long as I didn't use it against him. As long as I didn't cuss at him, I could cuss with him, because sometimes that's how the story went.
Yeah, and that was cool up until I went back to my mama's house, and then it was like.
But because of like I know I was like this horrible kid with y'all, but like I never got in trouble at school.
Yeah.
I never got in trouble with your mama.
Yeah.
I knew how to act. I knew yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Yeah. I knew all that, and I knew not to like go out in public. First off, I don't like being embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, I still don't. But I knew very early on, like, no, these words are to be used around Henry and Sue.
Yeah, I do remember, like, it's something you could be cool and calm. It's just like, once you discover, you could eat, because I remember you used to have like this short hair, and then when your eyebrows like, oh, you tried me. Oh, you tried me. Okay. Yeah, no. I got it. Boom.
I mean, this is what happens though when you're the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah.
Daddy had me at 42. Like,
wow.
I mean, and then like, my mama she was already tired. And what's so crazy is she was only like 28. Yeah, they 14 years apart. So.
Hold on. So when Daddy was 42, your mom was how old?
28.
Oh, he went and got a young one. Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I always used to say that, like, y'all took it, and then by the time he got down to me, he was just tired.
So, you've lived at a hotel before. How many hotels or how often, and for what period of time in your life do you remember living in a hotel?
Well, after 11, I lived with Beverly and Glenn. So
at 11, your hotel life, except for on your own
vacations. And it took a long time for me to enjoy hotels again.
Yeah.
But yes. Sometimes I'd be like, no lock doors. And it brings back bad memories. Can't be cheap hotels.
Man, so besides the death of little bro, tell me, do you have any good memories?
Yeah, man, the hotel, let me tell you, people thought, like, yeah, nobody wants to go around saying they live at the Lodge or the Dial-In or the Days Inn. Nobody wants to, but it was so many of us. And then when I got to middle school, all the cool kids lived in the hotel. So it was cool to be like, man, I live at the Charlotte Lodge. Oh, it was actually the Claremont Lodge. That was the cool one to stay at the time. But I never stayed there, but my godbrother lived there. So I was there every weekend. Like, who goes? I left Lithonia to go back to the hotels every weekend to go hang out with my people.
It was a secret for me. Mind you, we went to the same elementary school, which was Dresden, the same middle school, which was Sequoia, same high school, which was Cross Keys. So at Dresden, I remember I had got an outfit. It was summertime, and it was blue, and it had sharks on it, but I thought it was so fresh. So I had it on Friday. And then when we got to the hotel, when we got home, so for whatever reason, I don't know if the rent had been paid that night, but the next morning, we had to leave. So we are walking from the Lodge on Buford to which now I would think would have to be, we was going up Buford Highway. So it would have to be, I don't know where we was going. We was going to another hotel. So cut that scene. Mind you, when we're moving, I got all my stuff in a blanket, in a the burgundy blankets that the hotels have. So I got all my stuff in there. So we're walking up the street. Cut back to school on Monday. This girl I had a crush on who was like on some uppity stuff. Like she had glasses on. She was always clean. She never smelled like cigarettes. So she was just like, I seen you walking down Buford Highway with the same outfit you had on Friday. You was walking with some white people and you was carrying a blanket with some stuff in it. And
no, I wasn't.
I just like ignored it. In my mind, I was like,
that wasn't me.
Bitch, I was moving. We was moving.
We are nomads.
Like,